SoulTopia podcast with me, Michelle Welch, and
Roger Welch, and our producer, Matt Stoker, is in the house.
We're going, with everything we say tonight.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
And who do we have as our guest tonight, Roger?
What's your name?
Will.
Is Nellie.
We're a little bit silly tonight, you guys. It's cold here in Texas. It's rainy and cold, right?
Yes.
Right, Nellie?
Very cold.
So Nellie, I did not know this, you guys, but Nellie, were you born in Mercedes?
Yes.
Texas? Okay, so I'm going to read your bio, but I really didn't know that. I don't know why I just assumed you were from the Dallas area. I just always assumed that. So we'll talk about it. But so Nellie Lozano is from Mercedes, Texas, which is a small town in the Rio Grande Valley. I knew I'd mess that up, which is a border town close to Mexico. She's a psychic medium and does readings using different modalities such as oracle cards, Lenormand cards, tarot, Z-board, charms, pendulum, psychometry. Let me just tell you, she can do it. Okay, she can just read with whatever, okay? She became a reader about 3 years ago after she took, some intuitive classes from me here at SoulTopia, but that's not what made her a psychic, just so you know. That just is when she started to hone her skills, right? So we wanted to have you on tonight, Nellie, because for one thing, you've been with us for quite some time now, and we really appreciate you. You started teaching classes. We want to talk about that a little bit. And then you and I have a gallery coming up that is sold out, everyone. We can't have as many people here. It's a live gallery. And because of everything that's going on and the need for social distancing, we had to limit the numbers. So that is sold out. It's on October, it's Friday night? This Friday? October 29th.
You got
and
4 days to get prepared.
It's a mediumship. Oh, we're prepared. We've got this. It's a mediumship. This is
that
what we
down.
do in our
They
sleep.
are
We do this all day, every day, right?
Yes.
Mediumship and a healing gallery that we're looking forward to. So welcome, Nellie. Thanks
Hi,
for coming.
everyone.
So tell us a little bit. Let's just start with, you say you're a psychic medium, and we talk about that a lot. What do you think? Do you think there's a difference between mediumship, and there's no right or wrong answer to this, Nellie, just what you feel about it, between like mediumship and being a psychic, and how do you tie those together, and what is mediumship really to you?
You do tie them together. Mediumship is just the connecting the living realm with connecting the
crossover,
the crossover,
maybe?
yes. And the psychic, well, you just use your intuition also. So it does tie together, no matter how you work with it. You do connect with spirit, and that's how it is.
So I was going to bring in some. We've got guests in the house today. Yes, we are social distancing. Roger and I are close because we always have to be together. No, I love it. But we've got guests, Mary and Nikki. Gosh, I was going to say Nellie again, are out there. But Matt, I was going to ask Matt. Matt, as somebody who, Matt's our producer, as somebody who, would, if you were to go and get, let's say, a reading from someone, would you know what the difference would be, or would you think there would be a difference between a psychic and a medium? Would you know what that is?
I mean, just because I'm aware that there is a difference. I know medium has more to do with people who have passed on. Although I don't know that that's as well known. I think I think people kind of use those interchangeably, and they're not really. They think they can get the same information from both. Is
Right.
Probably how most people would look at it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So there is a difference because I think it depends on the reader you go to, too, because some of us can touch into both. I know you can.
Right.
Okay, so you can get a lot of the information you get. We realized with you, and you realized pretty early on, I remember you saying to one time to me, you're just like, oh, I'm not sure because everything I get seems to be kind of dark. And I was like, well, that's shadow side. That's okay. That's dealing with stuff that we really need to deal with. But I think that the mediumship, the reason I'm asking, I think it's very important right now, is it's a question I've been asked a lot recently, Nellie, about we see the numbers climbing of people coming to see people for readings. And I have been asked whether or not the numbers are climbing due to people wanting to get in touch. And this is sad, but I have been asked this, whether or not those numbers are climbing because they want to get in touch with maybe people they've lost due to the COVID situation. I have not had that personally. Have you experienced that yet?
Not for the COVID, but I have had people come over and that they do want to connect with their loved ones for some messages. So we have had a lot of them, and the numbers are climbing.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, so our numbers, I think, across the board, and this is across the nation, across not just our nation, but across the world. I know a statistic. Astrology is up 60. People are going 65% up. People going to astrologers and psychics. I'm not sure mediums per se. So I think it's a very important issue. People are searching for answers. They're searching for some hope and certainty, and they also are wanting to get in touch with. I think even if it's not from COVID, they're wanting to get in touch with their loved ones because they want to, and we're also kind of more interested now what is on the other side.
Exactly. They want an understanding and to see what exactly their loved ones have to say, or they left without, they had unfinished business. So sometimes they come and they want to see, what they were thinking or if they're okay. And so that's what they mostly ask when they come.
Do you have you seen through SoulTopia an increase because in younger people asking questions about health? I'm just curious when they come for readings. Have you, Roger?
We've had a lot of people. I mean, I'm not sure it's just younger people. It's like just across the board, a lot more people coming in.
It used to be that you would say the top 3 questions were like the categories were like love, which you can tie in all kinds of relationships. Then you're talking money, jobs, career. That's a topic. And then you're talking, health and all that would fall. And used to be that would be that last. And then to me, then it's like life purpose is kind of a whole nother spiritual category. But used to that health would be more the kind of older crowd. As you get older, unless there's something going on specifically with somebody younger. I'm finding more and more younger people are asking about their loved ones. They're asking how is, because of everything going on in the world. Have you seen any of that going on?
I have, and they really want to touch bases like with their ancestors a lot of the times. But I've been getting a lot of readings about anxiety, where, it's really hitting hard nowadays. And I have a lot of people that come in and that they just don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, I agree. I'll tell you, I have had some anxiety lately. If you haven't, gosh, give me your answer. But I am wearing Lithium Quartz. Lithium it's derived primarily from lepidolite, and then it's a crystal, and it also comes in, it forms in quartz sometimes. Lithium does.
Yeah.
And so I put this on today specifically. I was like, I need to wear this. My lepidolite, usually my shungite, but there's a lot of anxiety, and so people are wanting a lot of answers for that. I'd like you to touch on, Nellie, if you would. You have started teaching the intuitive insights on Wednesday nights at our
Thursday
Bishop.
night.
Pardon?
Thursday night.
Excuse me, on Thursday nights at our Bishop Arts location. Could you tell us a little bit about intuitive insights and how you came to teach that class?
Yes. I'm teaching it at Bishop Arts, and intuitive insights is just a way for you to learn how to use different modalities to be able to give messages and to be comfortable about the messages that you give. And I've had a lot of people come in, and they have really been doing really well. And, they keep asking, if 2 people come in, if I could still have the class because they're really enjoying it. So it's really good for them.
So for those of you listening, we are trying to get the Zooms. We have had many of you ask, are you going to have the Zoom also at the Bishop Arts location? We're trying to do that. We just want to make sure that if we offer that we offer it where, the teacher can handle that and can handle monitoring Zoom
being
while
interactive with
and
it,
being
too.
interactive
Yeah.
with you also, because we understand that some people are not comfortable yet getting out, and we don't want to push anybody to do anything they won't want to do. So it's a balance for us right now of offering kind of a mix of classes, right, Roger?
Exactly. Plus, we're trying to work on one that's going to be Spanish intuitive insights once a month.
Yes. Right now we're trying to schedule it for once a month. The first one will be on Wednesday, November the 4th. And then we'll see how that goes. And if we do have enough people show up, then we'll go ahead and add some more days to it.
Awesome.
So tell us a little bit about, just briefly, where you're from and how you came to be in Dallas and all that.
Okay, well, I'm from Mercedes, Texas. Like I said, it's a border town close to Mexico. It's about maybe 10 minutes away. So that is why I'm able to speak both English and Spanish. And I came to Dallas when I got married, and then I started working here, and I decided to stay. I work for a company called Stone Tech, which I've been there 25 plus years.
Woo woo! That's
So,
good.
then I decided that Dallas would be my hometown.
So Stone Tech's like granite countertops and things like that, right?
They install granite countertops, marble flooring, and I'm the operations manager there.
Plug. Yeah. So see, she just does it all. So do you have like labradorite countertops and stuff like that?
I used to have it in my old house, in my bathroom, but we do carry the slabs, and I just love to stand by there because, I mean, like, they're humongous slabs.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I was
Beautiful.
building one of my houses and we went and looked at it and all, and I didn't even know. I was like, oh, that's a pretty color, but, I don't know. And the blue ones are so
Yes.
pretty. Right, Roger?
Yep, they
Yeah. Have
are.
you ever had that? You used to build stuff. Did you have, Roger, like a blue kitchen or anything?
No.
Like blue
We had
countertops?
Blue countertops. No.
You didn't? Always like,
Black.
oh, you did?
I had black ones.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So
were
hard
that
to keep clean?
That black granite.
Yes, absolute
Black
black.
star granite.
Yes, or the gold star with the copper
Yeah.
spot.
That
But
would be
now
cool.
a lot of people buy quartz countertops,
Yeah, a lot
right?
of it's
They do.
quartz. Yeah.
Quartz is the
That's what's in now.
Yep.
Yeah.
White
Yeah.
and gray.
White and gray. You
Exactly.
would know.
Those are the
Yeah,
colors.
those are the colors. So, all right. So, you have some questions for her?
Well, I just was watching here. JP, he was like, psychic has kind of become an umbrella term for intuitive, and where medium is actually someone who channels. Kind of, it's kind of like Kleenex. It's kind of the psychic has kind of a catch-all for people. So
Yeah,
it's
and I
actually a
was-
pretty good point if you
What
think about it.
I agree with that, JP. I think everybody has their own definitions, and I think I agree with Matt that it's good. The reason I like to I don't really love labels, but I like it so that people who don't know what we're doing can understand. That's why I use them, because to me, a medium, a friend of mine, his name's Neil, one time explained, many of you know Neil, he explained a medium actually can be a newspaper. It's something you use to give information to someone else. So, right? So it's a channel of information. It's a medium. It's a go-between. And so a newspaper would be a medium, right, of information that you use.
Right. And I used to call it that we channel, or that you become like a vessel to where the spirit uses you to be able to connect and give the messages to their loved ones. So you're just conveying the messages to them.
Right. And I'm kind of reclaiming the word psychic, because when I first started, I would use, and there's been a lot of talk about this within people who are tarot readers or whatever it is that we're doing in this field, the word psychic, was often associated with that neon sign.
Right.
And people
big
who
red
would,
palm?
rip your,
Yes.
maybe, I'm not going to say everybody has a neon sign, because I kind of want one for my house, but Laura Pace has one.
Laura has
she
one
has
on
one
her
in her
desk.
office, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And so, but the word psychic kind of got a bad connotation. So now we reclaim it, because I always tell people, look up psychic, look up faith. Those definitions are very similar. So for me, when I use the word medium, to me, everything's energy. So it's just what you're talking. It's just, are you talking to somebody that you can in this realm or in another realm? You know?
Right.
I even think we can talk to people maybe in other dimensions, or either forms of people that aren't even in this dimension. I think we haven't even brushed the surface. Mediumship is they've left this life and we miss them, but I think there's all forms of ways we can communicate that we maybe psychics have not even explored.
Right.
So there's all kinds of other. We just love to. We need these labels so that people can understand what we do better. Like Matt said, I think.
Better
Because for me, I
understanding.
don't really love the labels that
Right.
much. There's like, what do you do? What label do you want to put at this? I'm like, I don't know. And people
What
sit
do
down
we
to
do-
me. They're like,
what-
how do you read? And I'm like,
We
How
could
do you
get
want me to
a-
read?
I think what you need is a jacket, and we just label you kind of like our NASCAR. Like the NASCARs, how they have the labels, the sponsorships. We'll just sponsorship a jacket for you with a bunch of labels.
okay.
I think that's what you need.
I won't wear it. But
Yeah,
you
you
can
will.
you can do that. You can wear it.
We're going to promote you. You'll have to show up in that
Well, it
jacket.
looks like I'm doing that today. I got SoulTopia hat, SoulTopia shirt,
Sure does.
and my light up crystal that we have. Does it show? This is
does.
blue.
It does.
We have pink, green, purple, and
No, pink, green, and blue.
oh,
3 colors.
no purple.
No purple. No purple. No
Okay,
purple.
we can put 2 together. What colors do you put together? Red and blue.
Red and blue.
There's no red.
There's no red.
There's no red.
Pink and forget
Pink and blue.
Pink and blue
You get
and
like kind of a lilac color.
purple.
And on
Right?
to better words.
Yeah. So our event that is sold out, that I'm sure we'll have more of. It was kind of the idea was for us to do mediumship. So for us to receive messages for those that come, for people's loved ones who have the term we would use maybe is crossed. For me, there's that veil thing doesn't ever really apply, but it does to most people. So they, the thinning of the veil and all that, just I don't get that, but most people do. So during Samhain or Halloween time, usually that veil is thinner, and so not that Nellie needs it to be that time of year to read for you, but we were going to do this gallery, and then we were also going to do any healing people need of their spirit, their heart chakra, their emotions, or even physically around those issues that might come up. Because sometimes when you're bringing up those kinds of matters, people leave, kind of sad, or they may leave better off. But we wanted to make sure we included healing in that.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think this can kind of go together. So that we're excited that that's happening, and I'm sure we'll be planning a lot more of those, right? Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Do it every so often.
Every so often.
And actually, we do have a question, and we'll look into this. Somebody was asking, what about Zoom for the gallery for people who aren't in town or can't make it?
Well, actually,
Is
I
that
had
possible or not?
Carla, good question, because the reason Carla had actually said, I think yes, it is. If we have the good microphone, Matt might need to recommend to make sure we have.
We have microphones.
Because we had a class where they can't always hear me. Like they'll be in class and Carla can't hear me.
Carla could probably hear you without the microphone.
So we could, yeah. So I had actually told Carla, my only thing is if somebody doesn't know us really well, and it wasn't the quality they wanted, that concerned me a little bit. But if somebody's really interested and they want to get in touch with us about being in the gallery via Zoom, just email Roger at soultopia.guru, and he might or might not get back to you.
What the hell?
So no, he will try and get back to you. No, we will try. I'm playing. We will try to do that, but we just want to make sure we have
Obviously,
be the
Michelle
quality.
is paying for dinner tonight after that one.
We want it to be the quality, and that's just the Zoom thing's not foolproof. We have a class with Monty Farber that's on Monday nights, and I get a little stressed every time we go on because I don't know what might happen. Last night it was down my computer. Thank goodness I was muted, Nellie, because the sound was muted, and Monty was talking, and he's got all this fancy stuff, Matt. He's got a pointer, he's showing all these screens, and he's doing all this stuff. And all of a sudden I looked at the thing, and it said like 1% on my computer. Now, usually it goes down about 3%. It'll just cut off. And so Roger comes in. I go, oh, he's in there. And I go, and it's muted. And I go, bleepity bleep bleep, get the thing, it's about to turn off, because everybody already, there's a couple people mad about this or that, their name wasn't, whatever it was, good reasons, whatever, they're all mad at me.
not
And
always
so
good
I'm like,
reasons.
but I'm like, oh my gosh, what if it goes dead? It's happening in Intuitive Insights, right?
I'm pretty sure there's 6 people in here. If we actually did a little poll
Oh, great.
of the
They're
people.
out. It's socially distanced. Six
Yeah,
people.
we're
Just so
socially
you know,
distanced
nobody
6
call
people.
us. It's
And
out
I'm
there
pretty
in the
sure if we
hall.
take a poll on, does anybody really buy this BS about Michelle's phone or computer dying because she didn't plug it up?
What do you think?
I think you just don't pay attention to never plug it up. You never have anything plugged in. Phone, every night. You know what? Every night I get up in the middle of the night and I go plug her phone in for her.
That's okay. I love you. It's so true.
It's so true.
Every single night. Okay, so back to Nellie. Well, can you pick on Nellie for a second?
Really?
Let's roast Nellie tonight. Did you know you didn't know? Tonight's
No.
Roast the Guest show. Let's see. What can we say about granite countertops? No, I'm kidding. So, what else? Modalities. Let's talk a little bit about that. Because we said you do all these different things. What we mean by modalities is if you came in to get a reading. And what do we mean by reading? A lot of people don't even know that. So let's just say a lot of people know it as a tarot reading, or you go to a psychic. So there's a lot of different ways people can receive messages. And Nellie listed a lot here. She said, I do readings using different modalities such as oracle cards, Lenormand cards, tarot, Z-board, charms, pendulum, psychometry. Psychometry is where you hold stuff in your hand. I can tell you she could read using almost any modality because that's kind of what we practice in Intuitive Insights, right?
Right.
So what's your favorite besides mediumship? Well, okay, let me not limit it to that. What's your favorite way besides pure, clear receiving information? If you had to, what's your favorite tool to use?
The oracle cards.
Okay.
I like to use the oracle cards a lot.
Yeah, and we did a class about that, right?
We sure did.
Yeah, so
On the
Intuitive
spreads,
Insights. Yeah,
yes.
and so the oracle cards. What would be second?
I would probably use the charms.
Yeah,
The charms.
So, yeah,
And thirdly, the Lenormand cards.
yeah.
I really like those.
Yeah, they give some good, solid
Yes,
answers, right?
they do.
So it's funny because Rachel, who teaches a lot of times on our Thursday night class, she is going to do, I think this week, she's doing ink blots and you're doing candle.
The candle.
She's Nellie's doing candle gazing. It's where you gaze into a candle. You got to come to class at Bishop. She's teaching that, and you need to sign up. And I said to Roger today, I said, well, my favorite modality too is just clear channel, because you know why?
Why?
Because it's no work.
Right. That's
Ink
true.
blot, I got to go get the ink. I got to get the paper. I gotta,
Exactly.
He's like, okay, wait, where's all that stuff I need? And then mine would be cards too. Mine would be tarot cards first, and then, probably tarot cards. But yeah. Did I not say that today?
Yes, you did.
I was like, oh, ink blots. Oh, no.
That's too much work. Actually,
I said, that is too much.
Ink blots. Oh, it's too much work for me.
That's exactly what I said. Rachel's for sure doing that.
First of all, it'd take her an hour to find the paper and the ink.
It's just too much work for me. Okay, so does anybody else? We have a few people. Anybody else have any questions for? Oh, I know. I've got a question. So talk to me and our listeners about Santa Muerte. Your do you follow Santa Muerte? Are you in this religion? Is that your religion, or how do you approach Santa Muerte? And what is that? Could you describe that to our listeners?
Okay, yes. No, I do not follow the religion. It is one of my go-to guides, the one that, aside of my higher self, that's who I connect to. And she is the one that helps me connect the realm of the living with the realm of the dead. So that's where I mostly get all my messages. She is a folk saint, and she is not recognized in any churches or anything. A lot of people think that they only use her for bad, but she is not. I mean, you really have to learn about her, which I'll be also hopefully doing a Santa Muerte series, so that way people can get to know her and realize that she's not as bad as they say she is.
Yeah. You will be doing that.
Yes.
We've just got to get that worked in, that, and also, and you know, we were talking, it was interesting when, going back to the mediumship and how close it is to intuitive
Right.
things, is when we were talking about you doing the mediumship class. We were like, you can call it mediumship, but it's very close to what we do in intuitive insights. It's just who you're getting in contact with.
It really is.
Right.
It really is. It's just the way that you do it, and just to teach how to channel and practice it. Because once you start practicing, it becomes a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people can get messages as a medium, but they won't. They just like come once in a while, or they just pop in, and you're able to give them. So I do believe that it is possible for anybody to do it. Maybe not all the time, but they are capable of doing it.
And you said you connect, that Santa Muerte is one of your main guides when you connect the living with the dead, because she is over death. And I think that, here's my personal opinion, I think that in the West here, we don't talk about death enough. I think that we talk about life so much that we never talk about death, and it's as much part of life as death. And it's ironic to me that light workers, quote unquote, will say, "Oh, it's a transition," and people, even many religions, not just light workers, will speak of incarnation and all this, a reincarnation. Yet, so many light workers seem so like they don't want to talk about death, and that's one of the reasons I'm drawn to anything regarding Santa Muerte. I've read a lot of books. I'm very careful in that I don't want to appropriate anything. I'm so careful about that. But yet, we've talked about this, Nellie, because I'm very drawn to Santa Muerte. And so could you discuss that a little bit? Kind of just, I guess, death and how she represents death.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does, but I would say that, like for Santa Muerte, a lot of us believe, that she will be the one to come, when everybody dies, and she's not judgmental. It's like whether you're rich or poor or sick or not, I mean, we're all going to die. So a lot of people don't like to discuss that, like Michelle said, but it is part of what's going to happen eventually. So, and she represents death. So that's how,
And it's kind of the great
everybody sees
equalizer, really, if you think about it. And I guess that's also why they talk about a lot of people, criminals, a lot of people who she's associated wrongly, maybe, and maybe somewhat correctly, with those who have done things that they feel they're judged about, because she doesn't judge, because it's she's the great equalizer, and like you said, doesn't pass judgment.
Exactly.
She's not there to pass judgment.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same, equal.
Yeah. So that's what drew me to her, and to starting to look at her, and then I realized, it's also a religion, and I don't ever want to step on that. So that's something that I am not privy to, and I would not. So that's why we're going to have Nellie teach the class.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go into the religion either. Honestly, I would never do that. It's just that it's just part of what helps me to connect.
Is that Nellie? Is that you said you were born? How long did you live in Mercedes, Texas? I mean, your whole until you said your husband, right? And you moved to Dallas
till I was 25.
Yeah. So, is Santa Muerte a part of the culture? You said it was very close to the border of Mexico. Is it a big part of the culture of Mexico, Santa Muerte, or not? Do you know?
Well, it's funny because the culture in Mexico has always been, but living in Mercedes, I never knew about it. Not until I got to Dallas, that I actually saw one at a Botanica, and that's when I kind of like realized that that's what I would see whenever I was connecting to anybody.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I didn't even know her, and that's when I finally met her in Dallas.
Oh,
as funny as it may seem.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And she has this. Are the colors the same as the chakra colors?
Pretty much, yes.
Pretty close.
They are.
Yeah.
They're close.
And we had, Nellie asked us to she channeled for us the bracelets. So we have the black one and we have the white Santa Marta. But we'll probably end up having all of them. But we started with the black and the white. And Nellie channeled those first. It's almost always Roger and I that channel all the bracelets. So she was like, this is what we need. And so we have those here at this. And we had those the black is for protection.
The black is for protection. Mm-hmm. I have it right here.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool.
The black is for protection.
It has a little skull and hematite and black tourmaline.
Can you see it? And then the white is also, it's like to keep the negativity away. And it's just like the pure, the protection also. Both of them are.
More for purification.
Purity and
purification.
purity.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I have none on. Can you believe it? Like usually it's like 10. Although Matt says you're hitting them on the table, right?
She makes too much noise.
So
It's like a musical instrument.
so do y'all want to do some readings so that we don't go over tonight? Did you have anything else for Nellie? Nellie, anything else you wanted to bring up tonight?
No, I think we hit everything.
We hit it.
Yes, we did.
I just wanted to make sure we covered. I want to go back really quickly to mediumship, just to make sure y'all know, and that you can book readings with Nellie and some of our other readers. But it is something that if you clearly, specifically are wanting to get a reading, to get in touch with a lost loved one, whether that be, Nellie, do you do mediumship for animals or mainly people?
Mainly people.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we also have readers who can get into, Kathy can pick up on animals. Mary, I think, maybe can pick up on animals that have crossed. Nellie is mediumship for your loved ones who have crossed. So we have other readers who can do that too. But if that's really what you're wanting, Nellie would probably be one of maybe 3, 4. I can do it, but it's not. Mine's hit or miss. I can't promise you they're always going to come through for me. Nellie, they've always come through for you, right? Okay. Yes. So I've a couple of times had to tell people, for some reason, and it may have been my self-doubt, but that, I need to send you to someone else. But when you do want to book that kind of appointment and you're really for sure wanting to get in touch with a lost loved one, you want to make sure that you're asking for a mediumship reading, because that is going to be, not everyone's going to specifically going to be able to get in touch with those energies or do that. Okay, so some of our readers don't, and many readers that you'll go to don't. And some, that's all they do. Nellie just happens to do both, right?
Yes.
Okay. I can give you a personal story about Nellie. Without going into details, I can tell you that I went to you one time, Nellie, and it was like a 15-minute reading. It was a SoulTopia Sensation or either a psychic fair, I can't remember. And you were in the back with probably 5, 6 other readers. And I sat down, and there was something I had never told anyone, except for, very, very few people, and no one probably in 10, 15 years had I told this story to. And Nellie literally was repeating the words that were spoken to me by someone who had crossed, who was not such a good person in my life. And after it totally freaked me out, she told me why I was hearing it and why I needed to know. So she didn't leave me being freaked out about it. She said, this is why this is coming through. She didn't just say, I'm hearing this, okay, bye. She said, and I appreciate that about you, because you said, okay, this is coming through, they're saying this. And then I was like, I know exactly. And I think you even said the name, which really blew me away. And then I knew, okay, this is a serious mediumship. This is not somebody who's playing around. This is not somebody who is dabbling in mediumship. This was very, very serious occurrence in my life, very, very traumatic event in my life that you actually helped me have some closure on. Some closure, but also some knowing that this energy was still around, just in a different realm, and still kind of had the same. I still needed to actually have some protection, and I was feeling that. So I need you guys to know that you want to go to somebody legitimate when you're going, and so Nellie is that person, at least at our store. We know other media, and there are other people at our store too. Okay, so let's do some readings. You want to?
Sure.
Okay, ready. So I'm going to be reading tonight with, I think I'm going to use the Afro Goddess Tarot Arcanas. I know that our friend over there, Nikki, has the pink or rose gold or something edition, or multicolor or something fancy. I have the, this is by Andrea Furtick. I'm going to spell it Furtick, and they are gorgeous. What are you reading with, Roger?
I don't know.
Well, you're reading with Murder. Yeah,
I'm actually Murder of Crows Tarot, and it's.
We do carry
Colorado
Murder of Crows in our store.
Yeah, these are actually Los Cabros, and pretty cool cards. Yeah. Have you even used these before?
Yeah.
They look brand new.
I know, right?
And what are you reading with, Nellie?
I'm going to be using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards with Colette Baron Reed.
Okay. Happy birthday to happy anniversary to Monty and Amy last night. It made me think of them because she wished them, Colette Baron Reed wished them happy anniversary yesterday, right under where I wrote. I was like, oh, they're so sweet. Okay, so, oh, those have a pretty back to them.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so we're reading for anybody specific or reading in general?
Right there.
All right, so our first one, we're going to read, this is our lightning reading because we have 10 minutes left. Okay, so we can't go long. Meredith is first. There's no question. So, somebody read. Go, Nellie.
Okay, Meredith, I pulled out the flying. Can you see it there?
There you go.
So that's a real beautiful card. So whatever you are planning on or trying to do, it will come true with flying colors. So go for it. Don't have anybody. Don't ask for suggestions or anything like that. You've got the idea. Just go for it.
I'll go next. I got the World. Here, I'll have you hold it for me, Roger. And again, I'm going to just piggyback on Nellie because the World card is sometimes completion, but it's also saying the world is your oyster. So when she said just go for it, I'm going to say, yeah, I agree with that. Go for it. Okay.
Okay, Meredith. This looks like the King of Cups. So, the thing about it is with this one, he's very set looking into his throne. But you'll also notice he's actually just kind of gazing into you, kind of like into your soul almost. So it's very open feel of like different feelings coming through. And it's actually maybe reflecting on your own feelings of things happening in your life right now.
I love those cards. You would like, Nellie, have you seen those cards?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, those are really, you should check those out.
I'm gonna check them out.
The Murder of Crows are really cool. There's the,
They look good.
There's the, like the special edition pack, and then there's just the cards. So, yeah, they're nice. Okay, who's next? Carla, what's that on?
Mom.
Carla, this is for
Message
Nellie.
from Mom.
This
Yeah.
is for Nellie?
Yeah.
Nellie, this is for you. Carla wanted to see, so was she wanting a message from her mom? Do you want to wait for?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll
so
wait.
Carla, we're going to wait on that, given the fact that we have about 4 minutes left.
Yes.
So let's see if we can get you hooked up for the via Zoom for the gallery. Okay, if you don't mind, Carla. Okay.
You still
We'd
wanna
hate
just
to
pull a
rush
card
that.
for her?
We'd hate to rush
Yes.
that through. Let's
We
pull
can
a card for you
him.
and watch Mom come through in the card. But okay, I'll go first. In these cards, the Son of Wands, is that the page? I'm assuming a Page of Wands. The Son of Wands, probably the Page of Wands. Actually, on a rhinoceros, this Wands is. So I'm getting this is for you. This is for you to just to go forward. I'm always getting this for you that I'm getting pick up your creativity. That means pick up your wand, and your wand is your pen, writing. Okay. I won't show the card. It'll take too long for me over here. All
Go
right,
ahead, Nellie.
Nellie.
Okay. I've got the sad embrace for you. And on that, the moon, it was just kind of going in and out, like bright and dim. So at the moment, your mother is watching you, and she knows that you're going through a couple of things. But she is right there next to you, just holding your hand and wanting you to be strong. And I feel that you've been thinking of some type of movement and moving somewhere or doing, just relocating. And it's really coming really strong to you. And she is just there wanting you to go ahead.
Okay. Roger?
So I got the Devil card. It's a little dark on this one. So Devil card here. But one thing that I get from this is that it's actually kind of, the constraints of your own emotions holding back your own feelings. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's just what comes to me is just that your own constraints is your own emotions that's holding back in there.
Okay.
Okay.
So you mean Carla is holding back her emotions a
Yeah,
little
so
bit?
you might want to start releasing some of that emotions out
Got it.
so you can move forward with everything.
Okay. So we've got one from Carlton. It's general in the area of love. Okay, and we've got 5 minutes left, and we've got to do our general reading for everybody. So we've got Carlton and one more, and then our general reading. So you guys, these are really fast. This is, we don't have a lot of time to get into detail here. So, Carlton, I'll go first because I love this card. I am going to show it because it looks like it's from that show, the muses from the movie Hercules, the Disney movie, which I love. It's the Three of Pentacles. This card to me, when you apply it to so this card is about skill. It's about working together to accomplish something. So in the area of love for you, I feel like it is you're building on something, and you're going to keep building on that in your life to bringing the pieces together of different areas of your life. And then the love will come into your life. But you're cleaning up different areas of your life so that the love can come into your life. That's what I'm getting. I want to show that card really fast. Just because I love how she depicted that card. Okay. Are you next, Roger?
Sure.
Okay.
So, Carlton, I got the Nine of Wands here. The thing about this one is, a lot of times we look at this with Nine of Wands card, and it's, the wands coming up towards the guy, kind of like the Frankenstein card, right? But also with this one, it looks like kind of like some vines or something in the bottom, kind of holding back. So, your own things about you, Carlton, is you got a lot of like restraints holding yourself back a little bit. Break through those restraints. Let's get, moving, and not just kind of stagnant in one place.
Mm-hmm. Nellie?
Okay, I had to pull two. I got rock bottom and slow and steady. So I feel that you've had just a lot of heaviness on you, and you've been covering yourself not only with a mask, but like with a whole blanket all over you. So what it's saying is just that it's time to remove that rock off of you and take off the mask and show how beautiful you are, how nice, and how much you have to offer. So it's time.
We all love you, Carlton.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right, Jennifer, what does that say?
Grandfather on mom's side.
Okay, so we don't have time for a mediumship reading, but we will pull a card for that, Jennifer, and just see if anything comes up for grandfather on mom's side. But we're not going to have time to really go into, right, Nellie?
Right.
Okay, so we're all going to pull a card and just see how this might relate to grandfather on mom's side. Okay, fair enough? Okay, just lightning reading so we can get to our...
General reading.
Interestingly enough, I pulled the exact same card that I pulled earlier that I didn't show, the Son of Wands, which is usually the Page of Wands, I believe, in regular decks. Show it for me, please, on the Rhinoceros. So I'm going to say for you, grandfather on mom's side, it's telling you to charge forward too. This to me is typically that's an impulsive, really a spontaneous person, but the message would be charge, go, and push your way through something. It's almost like a rhinoceros, he's going to run through it. So batter down the doors if you need to the things that you want to do that make your soul happy. Okay?
I got the same card I got for Carla.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So the same thing there, but what I'm picking up is that he is saying, to go ahead and move forward. And then I see him with a cup of milk and some cookies and saying that you need to smile, that there's no reason to be sad about anything.
Sad embrace. Yeah. Roger?
And I got the Three of Cups. And so I take this one as being, kind of take those small wins, take those wins and celebrate them. Celebrate yourself too.
Okay, so how we kind of close out the show each time is for each person to pick the number 1, 2, or 3. We will real quickly do a brief reading for you. And so get that number in your head now. No changing the number because you're just kind of cheating yourself. So pick your number between 1, 2, or 3 now. And then Nellie is going to read she'll be reader. If you pick 1, she's going to give you your number 1 reading for the week. And Roger's going to be 2 if you pick 2, and I'm going to be 3, and we'll close out the show. So Nellie, if you could give a reading for everybody who chose the number 1.
Okay.
Roger, you want to help her?
I got the One Ring Circus, but what that's telling me is that everyone is comfortable in their own skin. We now know of what's going on with the pandemic and all, so let's just move forward, and it will be over pretty soon.
And if you chose card 2.
Card number 2, I got the Knight of Pentacles. This one, stand strong in your own energy. Okay, stop rushing in, stop rushing around. Try to move at your own pace.
Let me hold mine up. I got the Goddess of Wands for everybody who chose card 3 for this week. What I see here is like stretch your stuff. Everybody, just own it this coming week. Whatever you feel really confident in, what you feel, honestly, bring your creativity, bring your drama, and I mean in a good way. Bring your fabulousness to your situation, whether that be to work, whether if it's at the house. Put on your dress up, put on your good clothes. Don't schlep around. Bring all of your fabulousness that you can. If you don't feel well, then do something or have somebody call somebody that makes you feel better. So it's all, to me, that card is about just what I got for number 3s are needing this week to just feel better. They need to be uplifted and bring happiness and like step into some fabulousness is the word I'm getting. Just be fabulous. And it sounds silly, but just like something that makes you really happy. Thank you, everybody, tonight, especially Matt coming in. Matt, I know.
He's vacationing this
He's
week.
like, yeah, and it's cold out, you guys, and everybody got here, so I really appreciate it. Nellie, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And so we have all this stuff going on, you guys, all week long. We're starting back with all our classes, all of our events, stuff online, stuff in person, trying to balance it all out. So check us out. You can join our newsletter too.
Yep.
But thank you so much for joining
Follow
us.
on Facebook.
Yeah, so that's it for this week. And you can always listen to us on SoulWhat, on Spotify, and the iHeart radio app, Google Podcast, iTunes, and of course by watching live on YouTube at Michelle SoulTopia and on both of our Facebook pages. There's SoulTopia Holistic Boutique and also SoulWhat. So thank you for joining us, where we discuss things that matter to our soul, and you can think about and decide what is important to your soul. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Good night.